Well, we have to have a chat with one of our young Micromax drivers. Tom Pappenberg joins me. Tom,
Yes.
you come into this race weekend as the championship leader after a fantastic weekend at Marienborg.
Yes.
How are your feelings coming back to Genk? Because you guys didn't have a chance to race earlier on this year.
Yes. Genk is a nice track. I like it really much. I trained really much here a year ago. First session of the day, Friday, it was like super difficult to be back on track. A little bit. Uh, it was like engines problems first. It was the engine was good, but our chassis a little bit testing. But Saturday qualifying went really good. P1 with slipstream. My slipstream is here like 4 tenths. That's really well. First race was really bad, and because my my left
Oh, your left wheel, was
left
it? Yeah.
wheel was like no bar or something, and I crashed like so to Boas, and then we did start 11th in the pack, but then the final race was really good. I was from 11th to second.
Yeah, and you must be looking forward to the next two races.
Yes.
Good. Well done. And good luck for the next two races. And hopefully we'll see you maybe standing on this top step.
Yes, I'll try my best.
So there we go. Tom Pappenberg, ladies and gentlemen, our championship leader for Micromax. The green flag waves once again, and now we get the racing action underway as the drivers, some of them are struggling to get out, one of which is Felipe Reis in the number 70. But let's have a look at your starting grid following on from qualification earlier on today. So for Micromax pre-final day 2, the grid is as follows. It's a triple Dutch delight at the front of the field. Boris Maximov took pole position with a 1 minute 3.001 this morning. And we'll have current championship leader Tom Pappenberg alongside on the front row. Felipe Reis, who is just trying to get the kart going. It's due to start in third. And we'll have Vic van Kampenhout from Belgium alongside. Jenthe Moonen, post-qualification, was given a 3-place grid penalty for finding that the front fairing was not in the correct position. So dropped from second to fifth. And Moonen will have Stig de Rademaker alongside. Lucas Lauder in the number 12 starts seventh. Alongside Great Britain's James Roberts with Jack Freeman in the number 93. Alongside Germany's Noah Janssen in the 31. Tristan Shays, Liam Sokol and Matthijs Piesens in the 46. The 9 and the 99 will round out the 13 strong. And unfortunately, there is the forlorn kart of Felipe Reis that will not be going any further around the circuit. So we're ready before the red light has gone out. We've been allowed to go racing. We are down to 12 drivers. There's 13 minutes set on the timer. For those watching at home, you'll see that the rental kart area, the smaller circuit there, still in circulation. But we're on the penultimate race of the season, and Pappenberg will need to do the utmost to stay ahead of the competition. Drivers weaving from side to side. It's got maybe that extra bit of temperature in the tyre. Ready to go racing. Temperature now 12 degrees Celsius and climbing. Local time is 11:47 a.m. here in Belgium, so if you're watching in the UK, it's an hour behind. 10 more races to conclude the season for the BNL Karting Series in 2021. The drivers make their way out of the final corner, turn 12, into the tram lines. Revs rise for the first time today, and we are lights out and go. And Maximov gets the initial advantage. Moon is trying to go up the inside to try and get into second at the very least, as there has been a little bit of a tangle. Oh, and a drama between Vic van Kampenhout and Noah Janssen. Noah Janssen had nowhere to go, unfortunately. I'm wondering if there was a little bit of contact that caused van Kampenhout to be pointing the wrong way. Nevertheless, things are moving forward. It looks like Lucas Stordeur has gotten ahead of the likes of Stig the Ratemaker. Obviously, Vic van Kampenhout compromised in that initial incident, but Maximov leads the way. Pappenberg in second, Jente Moonen up from 5th place into 3rd. Down the straightaway, through into the right-hand sweeper here at 10. Pappenberg is going to use the slipstream, as you saw by those watching at home, saying the slipstream here is around about 4/10, and that could play into the young Dutchman's advantage. Across the line to complete lap number 1. Top 4 covered by 6.5 tenths. And Jack Freeman from Great Britain has profited significantly. He started down in 9th, he's now P5. Had a little chat with the young man earlier on today. Loves the fast straights, the tight and twisty sections, and understands very much that the competition is a lot fiercer overseas than it is in the United Kingdom, especially in this kind of class. He's doing a great job at the moment. Through into turn 7, go the top 4. Looks like James Roberts trying to make a move on Stig the Ratemaker in the meantime. He's a little bit further adrift than he would like to be. And he's got Denmark's Liam Sekol just behind in the number 9, and at the top 8 positions. Fastest lap of the race after 1 lap completed is Boris Maximov, who continues to lead, the number 30 from the Netherlands. So it's a Dutch 1-2, then it's a 3-4 for Belgium. 5th, Great Britain. Top 4 were covered by 0.65. The gap now has extended to 0.788, as Pappenberg very much on the tail end. Stig the Ratemaker has got past Jack Freeman. Ten and a half minutes to go, and Pappenberg looking to the inside now of Maximov, has to slot in behind to go into turn 7. I think that probably the best decision can either be coming out of turn 6 if you get a really good run, you nail it tight to the apex. Also coming out of turn 12 onto the start-finish straight. Lee has come through turn number 10 once more. And still have around about just under 10 minutes to go. So 3 minutes completed. We've got 10 plus an additional lap still remaining. Across the line, Maximov again has a 67 thousandths margin over Tom Pappenberg. Pappenberg actually ran at the International Trophy with Dan Holland Racing. Had a chat with Tom and his dad this morning as well, after qualifying. And the youngster from the Netherlands seems to be in very, very good spirits indeed. Pappenberg is keeping Maximov very, very honest. Jente Moonen is just waiting in the wings to see what happens in front. But as we saw with Jente Moonen yesterday, qualifying was excluded, started stone dead last and went on to win the pre-final yesterday. And that was helped in some respects by the incident between Boris Maximov and Tom Pappenberg on the very first lap, going through into turn 7. And it hampered Pappenberg, who now goes for the lead and gets it done before they hit the apex of turn 2. Maximov slots in behind and keeps ahead of Jente Moonen. Lucas Stordeur is waiting in the wings a little bit further back. The two Brits are nigh on side by side coming out of turn 2. And Jack Freeman stays ahead of James Roberts. And they're now making their way through turn number 6, as are a few of the other drivers. Vic van Kampenhout has been making a resurgence through the field. That was an ambitious move that didn't quite work out 100% for Jack Freeman on Stig de Rademaker, but Vic van Kampenhout has got past James Roberts. I think might have also gotten past Jack Freeman. I'm going to keep an eye on that as they come through turn number 11. As the leaders come out of turn 12 and accelerate towards the start-finish line, Van Kampenhout is ahead. Now it's Roberts ahead of Freeman. So there has been some further changes up and down the order. But the battle for the lead is still being contested by the top three now, as Lucas Lauder has dropped off. As there's going to be more changes. De Rademaker loses out to Van Kampenhout, and Roberts gets through as well. Neatly done by the pair through turn 2, I must say. Freeman holding station now in what is 8th position. Noah Janssen joins the fray. James Sikor from Denmark rounds out the top 10 as the leaders make their way through turn number 9. So 6 minutes completed. 7 to go plus 1 lap. And Maximov in the tow of Papenburg coming across the line to complete lap number 6. On to lap 7 we go. And Vic van Kampenhout leads the battle for what is 5th position. James Roberts not too far adrift. Stig de Rademaker is the meat in the sandwich between the two Brits, with Jack Freeman just behind in 8th place. Noah Janssen from Germany started 10th, now 9th. And when I spoke with Jack Freeman's dad, Simon, who himself is a racer, and so is Jack's older sister Bethany, who's doing a lot of club racing in the United Kingdom these days. Really credited how well run the organisation is and how friendly and approachable everyone is, and nothing's ever too much trouble. That's what we do here at the BNL. We make it a friendly and inviting atmosphere for people to come and race, no matter their nationality, no matter their chassis choice. It's all about racing. And 92 thousandths was the gap between Maximov and Papenburg, as the former now retakes the lead on lap number 8 through turn 2. 5.5 minutes still remain. And the top 10 out of the 12 that are still circulating as Matthias Biesens crosses the line were covered by just under 12.9 seconds from front transponder to the back transponder, or to the front transponder and on P1, the transponder on P10. It is still very much a cat and mouse game in terms of the championship, because now Papenburg, if he wants to win that title, he's got to give it his all. He's got to make sure that he leaves no stone unturned. And Maximov will be looking to increase his points tally with the victory, or maybe even a second place, because he's currently, at the moment, as things stand, 60 points for the weekend. Papenburg will be on 45. Just under 4.5 minutes to go. This battle for the lead is getting ever tenser, because Janthe Moonen is still with them. And Moonen is in the ringside seat position. So this sunshine, definitely the perfect conditions for racing right now, as the top 3 have broken away from Lucas Lauder, who is pretty much holding station in 4th place. But then the battle for 5th onwards is really heating up right now, because James Roberts has tried to get close to Vic van Kampenhout. Stig de Rademaker is in the mix there. So is Noah Janssen from Germany. Jack Freeman from Great Britain at the back end of that train. And Janssen has actually got past de Rademaker and was nearly hooking up the inside through turns 10 and 11. There goes Janssen up the inside of Roberts. And de Rademaker also makes the move too and gets through on the Brit. That just goes to show how powerful the slipstream is here at Karting Genk. Going through the start-finish straight, you can also get a run going down from turns 9 and 10. But it's still nip and tuck between the top two. With Jenthi Moonen holding station in third at the minute. Leaders now making their way through turn 12 as this quintet of Micromax drivers putting on one hell of a show as Papenburg now strikes again to retake the lead off of Maximov, going through onto now lap number 11. So again, the straight line tow that you get here at Genk is formidable. Gives drivers a chance to show their overtaking prowess as Maximov in the slipstream now looks to the right-hand side on Papenburg, going through down the Europalan into T7. Gets through by the narrowest, I repeat, the narrowest of margins. Expertly done there by Boris Maximov. And this chess game at the front and also here for 5th position, it's about strategically putting your pieces where you need to as Papenburg round the outside, down the straightaway. I haven't seen one like that in a while. Tom Papenburg with one of the moves of the weekend round the outside of Boris Maximov. Maximov went on the defensive and Papenburg just did a number on the number 30. That was incredibly done. Just got the run coming out of the corner. And it didn't matter which way Maximov put the kart. Papenburg would have either gone to the left or gone to the right and decided to go left, go round the outside and get the job done. Less than 60 seconds to go in the Micromax pre-final. And Papenburg has got to where he needs to be, but keep your eyes on Maximov. Don't forget about Jenthi Moonen in 3rd place. And Maximov is now sizing up a move. I can just tell by the closeness of the front bumper of the number 30 to the rear of the 48. Out of the final corner once again, we go on to the 13th and penultimate lap. Maximov looking to the inside once again through T2. And gets through. Moonen not yet able to capitalise, but now it heats up. We have 2 laps remaining, and these 3 are in contention for the lead of the race and also what will be the eventual victory, but nevertheless the top 2 at the front are battling for the championship. Through into turn 7 off of the Europalan they go once again for the 13th and penultimate time. And still the battle for 5th place is raging on the Europalan. Incredible racing from the likes of Van Kampenhout, Janssen, De Rademaker, Robertson, Freeman. They ran out positions 5 to 9 as the last lap board for the penultimate race, and Papenburg makes the move through turn 12. But this could give Maximov another run of advantage, could put the boot on the other foot, but Papenburg goes defensive. Could this open the door for Jenthi Moonen? No, it doesn't. Through turn 4, now into 5. Tight defensive line taken by Papenburg, who's looking all over his shoulders, left and right, to keep Maximov at bay. It could be the run to the line or maybe down the Europalan. Jenthi Moonen pulls to the left. Maximov goes to cover. And Papenburg places the kart exactly where it's needed. So after this corner, 3 more to go, as Moonen takes a tighter line through 9 in comparison with Maximov and Papenburg. Into turn 10, Papenburg goes defensive. Moonen looking to the outside, can't get through on Maximov. Ends up losing a little bit of momentum. Maximov towards the outside of turn 12, the final corner. Papenburg keeps it nice and tight, runs a little bit wide. Maximov up the inside. It's going to be the run to the line, and Boris Maximov takes it. Maximov with a 2nd victory this weekend. Papenburg misses out the winning margin, 61 thousandths of a second. And this means the championship fight goes down to the wire this afternoon. Maximov absolutely jubilant with a victory after 14 laps. And Jente Moonen also celebrating, yeah, I got P3. It could have easily have been P1. So let's have a look at the results. Maximov takes the victory by a winning margin of 61 thousandths of a second in Micromax pre-final day 2, ahead of Tom Pappenberg. Jente Moonen rounds out the top 3. Lucas Stordeur 4th. Vic van Kampenhout rounds out the top 5 ahead of Germany's Noah Janssen. Stig de Rademaker, James Roberts and Jack Freeman have placed no lower than 8th or 9th position respectively all the weekend long. So great work for their first time out overseas. Liam Sokol in 10th. Tristan Shays and Mattis Piessens round out the 12 that completed the race, but unfortunately for Felipe Reyes, didn't even get to the start.